values, because there are so many things which I would like to share, which I had done, which I feel that I should have probably avoided, or I had done, which I'm very happy about. I will just take 5 or 7 minutes max when my turn comes. Anyway, thank you very much, and congratulations to Chandramohan for organizing this program, as well as I wish all the best for all the speakers who have come here, and all of you who have come in good numbers to attend this program. Please go ahead, Dr. Chandramohan.
Thank you, sir. Respected seniors, colleagues, and my dear juniors, as you all know, health is a big subject. Everybody wants to be healthy, even if you wanted to work professionally well, if you wanted to laugh, if you want to sleep, if you wanted to do good, so you need health. So we thought the subjects will be covered by only urologists. There are certain urologists in South India who practices good healthy habits, which may be useful for others if they are not practicing. If they are already practicing, it is well and good. This program, initially we thought we give the moderation to CS Ratkal sir and AK Krishna Kishore from Vijayawada. But due to personal reasons, Ratkal sir could not join. I requested Dr. Ganesh Gopalakrishnan sir to moderate the session. Briefly, Dr. Ganesh Gopalakrishnan sir, I am not going into the professional details, but I entered urology 2005. Since then, I am attending the conferences. He is a great professor from CMC Vellore. After that, I came to know that he usually practices playing tennis, and he tries to maintain good health, not only physically but mentally, doing lot of reconstructive surgeries with good temperament. At the same time, in the conferences, he can sit for a long time. He communicates. He has a lot of common sense dealing with the juniors, and at the same time, he is a tough examiner too. So continuing this career, nearly 50 years, 45, 50 years is not easy task. Presently, he is senior consultant Vedanayagam Hospital, Coimbatore, formerly professor and HOD Department of Urology, CMC Vellore. He is a tennis player. In that regard, we will listen. But as of today, he is also the convener of the program. Coming to the next, the convener, Dr. Krishna Kishore, who is my junior in PGI Chandigarh, otherwise from Vijayawada. Akula Venkata Krishna Kishore is a consultant urologist and director of KK Hospitals, Vijayawada. He completed his MCH urology from PGI. He specialized in the management of kidney stones. Apart from his professional career, he practices gym and he continuously focuses on diet, and he tries to be as fit as possible and maintain his temperament also very well. Taking these one youngster and one senior, considering their healthy habits, we made them today the program moderators. So now I request Dr. Krishna Kishore and Dr. Ganesh Gopalakrishnan sir to conduct the program if you are comfortable. Thank you, sir. Over to Ganesh Gopalakrishnan sir.
Thank you very much to ASU, Chandramohan and Chengalvarayan for this opportunity. Our secretary is a very dynamic man and he comes up with very rapid ideas and he moves in a very fast pace. And this particular topic is very apt, considering that we have actually lost some of our very young colleagues in the recent past. And I think before we start this, just a moment of silence for the departed soul of Vishal, the son of Dr. C.S. Ratkal. And I think we must sort of pay homage to his service in urology, although brief, so that we can learn a lesson from some of the issues that have been raised as a result of his passing away. So, with the secretary's permission, sir, if I might just say a moment of silence for him, since this is an official ASC program.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sirs. I think we'll get on with the business at hand. And we have a plethora of topics related to activity. And there is no doubt about the fact that in our life today as urologists, we are running from pillar to post, trying to make and meet as far as our pockets are concerned, as far as family is concerned. And torn between all this is our health issues. And you can see how everybody is now into a fitness craze. The number of gyms that have sprung up in the world, the number of gyms in your street, and everybody seems to be making a rush for this. And I think we will leave that to those who are practicing the art. And we'll get on with the first presentation from Dr. Karthik Ramesh in Madurai, who's going to talk to us about marathon running.
I will read the CV, sir, with your permission.
No, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yes. So, thank you, sir. Ganesh, sir. Dr. Venkata Karthik Ramesh was recommended unanimously by many people that he is a good marathon runner and he practices this regularly. So, he did his MBBS 1998 batch, Madurai Medical College, MS 2005 batch, KMC Manipal, MCH 2010 batch, Government Stanley Medical College. At present, consultant urologist at Harley Ram Hospital, Madurai. Started running in 2011. First half marathon 2016. Completed more than 30 half marathon. Planning for full marathon in September 2025. Venkatesh, over to you. But briefly, a few points I like to ask you. If you can discuss those points. Most importantly, people will think if you run, you lose the knee joints after 34, because most of us will be 35 afterwards. We will be thinking about the health, 35, 45, 55, 65. If we have an idea what type of shoes we have to wear, how much running initially we have to do, how to take care of the knees, is it jogging equal to running? As the age increases, what is your idea about walking alone and how these things should be managed with your joint pains? Please address. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening to everybody. First of all, my sincere thanks to Chandramohan sir and the office bearers of ASU for initiating such a healthy topic. I would, so many participants are there, so I will directly go into the topic.
Yeah, we are able to see the screen.
We are able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, one and all.
Can you make the full screen?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, this is fine?
Yes.
Yeah. What exactly is marathon running? We can trace the history to this person, a person who was a Greek warrior. He ran from a place called Marathon to Athens, somewhere in the 4th to 5th century before Christ, to announce a victory. That was a distance of around 40 kilometers. He announced the victory and he collapsed and died. This probably became an inspiration when they started the modern Olympics in 1896 in Athens, where the first official marathon was conducted. It was a distance of 40 kilometers. It was like that, and the first winner, he completed the distance of 40 kilometers in 2 hours 58, around 3 hours. And it remained, this distance remained like that till the subsequent Olympics, till the London Olympics of 1908, where to accommodate convenient start and finish, this distance was calculated 42.195. So officially, world over, if you say a marathon, which is a full marathon, this is the distance, 42.195. But subsequently, we have, just like what we have many PCNLs, super PCNLs, ultra PCNLs, RIRs, now we have a lot of marathons happening, calling themselves as fun runs, 3 kilometers, Maja runs 5 kilometers, 10-kilometer runs, 21-kilometer runs, 16-mile runs, and ultras, which are more than 50 kilometers. This is the history of marathon, but what is my history of running? It started in the year 2010, 2011, when I joined my MCH in urology at Government Stanley Medical College. As you can see, it is an 8-floor building. 6th floor, 7th floor, the urology department was there. I was almost 100 kgs, not able to take the steps. Lift most of the times don't work. So that is where my marathon journey started. I was almost 100 kgs then. Past 15 years, 14, 15 years, several marathons later, this is what I am now. So what exactly do you need to start running? Is it a good shoe? Is it a good road, good climate, anything? But I would say it is what exactly is required is a very good attitude. Run when you can, walk if you have to, crawl if you must. Just never give up. That should be the attitude. Probably this is a very famous person in the marathon circuit. He is called Barefoot Bobby. If you see him, he's probably got out of bed, just put a shorts and started running. But then there are God, then there are men. For men like us, we need some comforts. And for a runner, the most important thing is his shoes. So, what kind of shoes do you decide on buying or decide to put on before you run? Based on how you land, the type of shoes, there are three types. Neutral, where you land in the mid portion of the foot. Overpronation, where you land on the medial side of the foot. Or you can be an underpronator, where you land on the lateral side of the foot. But how will you, when you run, will you look at this? It is very difficult. So what you do is look at the wear and tear that happens when you wear a running shoe. If the wear and tear occurs mostly in the medial side of the shoe, then you are an overpronator. In the front and back portion of the shoe, it is a neutral shoe. Or if it occurs in the lateral portion, you are called a supinator. But does it really matter whether you are a neutral runner or overpronator or supinator or the type of shoe that you get? Definitely, over this 15 years, I definitely feel that it doesn't make any difference. For all practical purposes and all beginners, a neutral shoe is fair and good enough. And based on the type of run that you are going to do, there are several types of shoes. You can either have a daily trainer or a long run of more than 20 kilometers, a tempo run where within a short period you plan to run a very long distance. Probably if you say 5 kilometers, I want to run in 20-25 minutes. And then you have something called the race day shoe. How do these shoes differ? Like what we have, like renal anatomy, there is something called the shoe anatomy, of which these three portions, the outsole, the midsole, and the upper portion, are the most important. The outsole should have a very good grip. Lot of shoes, if you see, they will be very flat without any grip. The grip helps you in when you run on an uneven surface, like most of our roads in India, where there is a lot of dust. Sometimes water is there. That helps you in providing a proper landing. So a good grip should be there. Unlike the grip that is shown in the Skechers shoe, some of the shoes have very good grip. So those kind of shoes have to be chosen. This good sole also helps in increasing the life of the shoe. The second important point to consider is the midsole of the shoe. The midsole is like the heart of the shoe. Like it is made up of certain types of foams now, like EVA foam, PU foams, PEBA foam. So this foam is what protects you, as like Chandramohan sir asked, no, how will you prevent knee injury? So this foam, this cushion helps you in preventing that knee injury. It takes the impact from the road and it acts like a shock absorber. So the size, the having a good midsole is very important. This midsole, in addition to having a foam, nowadays has a lot of other materials like carbon plates and nylon plates, which help in reducing the weight of the foam and subsequently reducing the weight of the shoe, and increasing the speed. And the other important portion of the shoe is the upper portion. The upper portion should be made of a fabric that has very good breathability. It should not when you run for a long distance, a lot of sweating happens, and there should be some air circulation. So it should be made of a fabric in such a way that there is some air circulation and you feel a little bit fresh when you run in the shoes. The other factors that to consider are the weight of the shoe. Lot of shoes, the ideal weight I would say is shoe between 200 to 250 grams. Lot of shoes less than 200 grams or weight more than 250 grams. Heavy shoes, they will reduce your speed. They will cause more pain But and again, very light shoes, like shoes which are less than 200 grams, they again do not provide the support that is required when you run for long distances. There is something called the stack height. The stack height is the distance, distance between the tip of the shoe and the heel of the shoe. The stack height should also be not very high. If there is too much cushion also in the shoe, that can reduce the speed. It can give a plush feeling. It will avoid that feedback that you get from the road, and it might cause some injury and reduce the speed. And heel drop is also important. The heel drop is actually is also another factor of stack height. It is the difference in height between the foot of the tip of the shoe and the heel shoe. It should be around 5 to 10 millimeter drop. Now zero drop shoes are available, but again these zero drop shoes are more prone to injury. If you have high drop also, again more prone to injury. So ideally it should be a 5 to 10 millimeter drop. So lot of shoes brands are available for an ideal runner. A neutral shoe, a daily trainer with the weight of around 200 to 250 grams, with a medium-sized cushion, medium-sized midsole cushion, a good upper material with good breathability, and a good outsole is ideal. So with so many brands available, how do you decide which shoe is good for you? You can always take a review. One site that I found very useful was this site called Run Repeat. It has a lot of shoes. Every shoe that is in the market, they have analyzed it and give a very good review. So for beginners who want to try who are confused which shoe to get, this is an ideal site where you can type in the shoe and get the reviews and choose the shoe. For a runner, what is more important next is the presence of a good sports watch. A sports watch should be of good, robust construction. It should have a good dial so that the display is good. It should have a comfortable strap. The strap should not be made of plastic, because when you're running, it can cause discomfort. It should absorb your sweat also. So a nylon strapped watch is ideal. It should be of lightweight also. So because wearing a heavy watch during a stride, you might find some discomfort. It should have a very good GPS, not one system. Some now even have dual 3-band GPS are available. Most important is it should have a very good battery life, at least for 6 hours. That is the time that is required to run a full marathon. So battery life of minimum 3 to 6 hours with connectivity is essential. Why do you actually require a good sports watch? Is that you can monitor certain things like heart rate. For example, these are the information that you get from a good sports watch. The distance that you have covered, what is the average pace that you have done, what is the average heart rate, how many calories that you have burnt. Why is this essential? This is actually a motivating factor. Every time you can compare, there is a log where you can compare with your previous runs. So and subsequently you can also plan your subsequent runs. There are certain watches which provide coaches free of charges, where if you wanted a particular distance to be run in a particular time, say I want to run 5 kilometers in 30 minutes, they will give you a particular training plan which you can follow. And this will help in a very good success for running. And a good sports watch also helps you in connecting with certain apps. Most important, which is called every runner or cyclist or every sports enthusiast will know, an app called Strava, where you can connect with a lot of people, not only in India, around the world, and follow their activities, which can serve as an inspiration and guidance to everybody. Most important thing when you take into consideration for running is the different heart rate zones. A maximum heart rate is calculated by taking into account 220 minus your age. So probably if you are 40, 220 minus 40 is 180. That is your maximum heart rate. So zone 1 is 50 to 59% of your maximum heart rate, and subsequently zone 2 is 60 to 69, zone 3 is 70 to 79, zone 4 is 80 to 89, and zone 5 is 90 to 100. Having an ideal heart rate, if you see, is zone 2. Zone 2 and zone 3, they help you in reducing your fat. They help in fat burning, as well as they help you in building up speed and strength. So zone 2 and zone 3 heart rate maintenance is very essential when you start running. Some of the common brands that are available in India and also very good brands among watches, sports watches, are Coros, Garmin, and Amazfit. An ideal thing for a runner is also to have a good attire. Don't buy any cotton material. Don't buy any woolen socks, because all that cannot absorb sweat. They become smelly after some time. Best is to have some synthetic material like nylon or polyester. And in addition to regular shorts, get something called the compression shorts if you are planning to run for a long distance. This compression shorts helps rubbing between the thighs, which can become irritating and cause injury. So these are essential if you are planning to run very long distance, and also to have a pouch, a safety pouch kind of thing where you can keep your phone. You remain connected to your relatives even if you go out to the hospital if you go for a very long run. Some of the other important factors to consider is posture and cadence and breathing. This marathon is a science where the subject each subject has a separate syllabus. So to say that you have to run this way, have this posture, run this many steps, have this kind of breathing, it is very difficult. Just like every bowler and every batsman or every surgeon has his own technique, you have posture and cadence tend to vary. But one thing that I would advise is have an
Ramesh?
erect posture.
Ramesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You are almost 10 minutes done. So try to make it.
Yes, sir. Almost done. So almost done. Yes.
Don't mind.
Okay. So the other important things are to have an adequate sleep, hydration, proper nutrition. Don't once you get down from the car, don't start running immediately. Have a limited warm up and cool down. Try to match your runs. Don't run at the same pace at every run. Sometimes you run fast, sometimes you run slow. Have a rest day and have a very good support. Listen to your body, because that is smarter than you. Sometimes you will have a very bad day. So that time just walk. When you feel better, you can always run. I would like to end by quoting Mr. Rakesh Junjadwala, who supposedly have told that if I had paid importance to my BMI rather than my BMW, I would have been a little more happier. And this person, John Stephen Aquari, who came last in the 1968 Mexico Olympics, but became very famous because he fell down. In spite of his injury, he continued running, telling that I came 5,000 miles from Africa to finish the race and not just to start the race. So thank you once again. Thank you, members of AACU, organizing committee of AACU, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Ramesh. Sir, Ganesh, sir. And
Thank you, Ramesh. We'll move to the next speaker, Dr. Vijay Kumar from Mysore. Is going to talk to us about gym for beginners and advanced gym for doctors.
Yeah, Dr. Vijay Kumar is Associate Professor at JSMC Mysore, Urology graduate from Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, sporting achievements, first place in 65 kg category in RGUHS bodybuilding competition held in 2006, represented college in cricket at undergraduate and postgraduate level. Definitely, people say that after 50 years, muscle is also important, and muscle gives the posture, and it helps in long run for the joints as well as the movements of the joints. So let us listen from him at what age, how much you can lift and how to do it. Over to you, Mr. Vijay Kumar. And you show your photos also. Yeah, very good.
Unmute yourself, please.
Unmute.
Vijay Kumar, unmute yourself.
Vijay Kumar.
Now am I audible now, sir?
Yes, now you're audible. Yes. Please start.
Can you see the PowerPoint, sir?
Yeah, PowerPoint, but enlarge the screen. Right side, lower corner. Make the screen big.
Yes, sir.
There's a button next to the volume control. The last one.
Right side.
Go to the bottom. Go to the bottom one.
Go to the bottom. Why your cursor is not moving freely? I don't know why.
Sir, it's moving, sir.
Yeah. Come to the right, extreme right corner.
Yes, sir. This one, sir.
No, below.
No, come down.
There is a
Below,
volume.
below.
Left. No.
Slowly.
Same area where volume is there. Left side one button is there.
That screen is there.
Below.
Near the volume control.
Near the volume control. Right, come below. Meanwhile, Krishna Kishore, few comments on the bodybuilding. You are focusing only on running or weightlifting also?
So now it's, can you see the PowerPoint, sir?
No, we are
No,
not
we're completely off now.
You have not shared.
But it's showing sharing here. That's it.
Stop. You stop share again and then do it again. Yeah. Which laptop you are using?
So Dell, sir, Dell.
Okay.
This entire screen or
Doesn't matter. Let it go on the usual screen. Forget
No,
the.
no problem. Even if you
Just go to the usual screen.
no
What
problem.
you had originally. Forget the enlarged for.
Yeah.
now it's visible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, go
just
ahead
stay
now.
there.
That one.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough. Just go.
Okay, sir, fine, sir.
Click it. You have not clicked it. Okay, it's all right. Carry on, please.
Jay Kumar, right bottom corner. Right bottom corner.
Yes, sir, just.
Right
This
side
leave
bottom.
the more. No, sir.
After notes, fourth option, sir, bottom.
Yes. Notes, fourth option. After notes.
After notes, fourth option.
Fourth option.
No, I can't
At
see that.
bottom, you are able to find notes now, sir.
No, sir. It's a view
No,
option.
not able
Screen
to
is
see
there.
it.
Yes.
Okay, continue, sir.
Are
Continue, please.
No, you change the slide now. Let us see.
Can we be the side, sir?
I'm seeing the slide. Yes. Okay, you can.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Start from this.
Okay.
Right.
First of all, I thank ESU, Dr. Chengaran sir, and Dr. Vaddi to give me the opportunity to present this. Actually, these pictures are mine. All the pictures which I used in this slides are mine, and I'm going to give a guide from beginners to advanced in the gym bodybuilding. And this is, the purpose of the presentation is to guide the individuals to the gym journey, regardless of their current fitness levels. And I like to stress that everyone starts somewhere, and progress is a continuous process. I started my bodybuilding at the age of 28 years, so it was quite late, but it had good results. And also, I would like to, in further slides, like to explain the benefits of a structured program for gym workouts. And you have to understand yourself. What's the starting point? The foundation is that you have to know yourself, because there are basically three types of the body types: ectomorphs, endomorphs, and mesomorphs. So you have to understand which category you belong, and then you have to plan your workout. Like the beginners, the importance is self-assessment, just like current fitness levels and physical limitations. Also, you have to have a clear and achievable initial goals, like whether you want to improve energy, or you want to have a basic strength, or you have to have a proper muscle building. And also, it's important to consult doctors before a new exercise program. Like mainly, I'm speaking about the spine problems or patient with spine problems. Some exercises are restricted. Also, with limb deformities, they may have difficulty in doing exercises. Also, for intermediate and advanced people, it's usually the reassessing goals, identifying plateaus, and considering new challenges. And I would like to classify this is the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. The phase 1 is a beginner's blueprint, which is from 0 to 3 months. And the main building this is achieved with the consistency and form. The focus is to learn fundamental movement patterns of all muscles and joints, and building a consistent routine in the first 3 months. The key principles would be prioritizing proper form over heavy weight. That means that every exercise or every small exercise has to be done in a proper way, with proper posture and proper movements. Otherwise, it won't be beneficial for muscle strength and weight. Also, starting with bodybuilding exercises, that is starting with usually we do body weight exercises as well as machine based workout for stability in the initial period, and later gradual introduction to basic free weight exercises with light loads, and later you learn about the importance of warming up and cooling down. And I said exercises will be bodyweight squats, machine chest press, and walking on a treadmill. For a beginners, in the first 3 months, usually advised to have only 2 to 3 sessions per week of duration of 30 to 45 minutes per session. In the phase 2 or the intermediate ascent phase, which from 3 to 12 months, it is progressing your performance with increasing intensity. The focus should be on building strength, building muscle endurance, and exploring more complex exercises. The principles would be gradually increasing weight, sets, and reps, incorporating more free weight exercises, introducing compound exercises like working multiple muscle groups, exploring different training splits like upper, lower, and push-up, pull-ups, and legs, and paying attention to progressive overload. Here, usually we should suggested to have 3 to 4 sessions per week, ranging from 45 to 60 minutes per session. And phase 3 is the advanced apex phase. It's beyond 12 months. This should be for optimizing your potential and specialization and refinement. Usually focus on refining techniques, targeting specific muscle groups, and potentially specializing in certain training styles, like advanced training techniques, implementing strategic deload per units, as well as focusing on nutrition and recovery optimization. The sample exercises would be Olympic lifts, like Olympic lifts, variations in compound lifts, as well as isolation exercise for targeted muscle growth. For advanced group, it's suggested to have 4 or 5 sessions per week with 60 plus minutes per session, and it should be individualized depending on their goal as well as their capability. And the key principles for all levels is you should have a proper form. Proper form is emphasized that it's important at every stage. The main thing is to prevent injury, as well as next is to maximize the results, as well as progressive or gradually increasing the demands on your body over time. Consistency is the key. It's not that we have to we do exercise for 2 days and skip for 10 days. It won't work. You should have a consistent program schedule. Regular workouts are crucial for long-term progress. Nutrition, again, essential. It fuels your body with balanced diet is essential. Recovery, this is the most important thing. Allowing your body adequate rest and sleep for muscle repair or growth. At least 2 days per week, or at least 4 days in a month. You have to take rest for muscle repair and growth. And you have to recognize your signs of overtraining or injury, and you have to listen to your body and stay hydrated. It is crucial for overall performance and health. And safety is what we see in the gym. We have to be very careful with using equipments in the gym, and not to be mindful about others and equipments, as well as use protection like gloves. You can use gloves, or you can use collars on barbells, and also we have to beware of the surroundings so that we don't injure ourselves or injure others. And anytime we are unsure of how to use an equipment, you can always ask help of the colleagues as well as gym instructors. What common mistakes we do and what to avoid? First thing is lifting too heavy weight too soon, especially for beginners, which may result in a significant injury. And also neglecting proper warm up and cool down. Warm up, as in all sports, is essential in bodybuilding also. Inconsistent training, which is not advised. You have to be consistent with your plan. And poor form, all exercises should be done at the proper advised technique, and any deviation from that may result in injuries. And not listening to your body, you have to identify signs of wear and tear, and if it's any problem is there, you should take rest or consult a specialist. But other thing which we do is comparing yourself to others. All of us are not equal, and we should have goals and try to achieve it according to our needs and according to our goals. And last thing is which we should not avoid is nutrition and recovery. And staying motivated and setting goals important. This is fueling your drive and charting your course. Set smart goals. That is, goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And find a workout buddy for accountability and helping. And also track your progress like weight lifted, repetitions, and measurements. You can celebrate your achievements no matter how small it is. And also to prevent boredom, we have to vary our workouts regularly. Consider, if you are still learning, consider working with a qualified personal trainer. And nutrition is of among all the things, protein is the which is more important. Generally advised that 1 to 1.5 grams of protein should be taken, should be lean meat like chicken, fish, eggs, and carbohydrates also should be taken for energy. Healthy fats are crucial for hormone production and overall health. Suppose if your goal is to build body, also increase the weight, and calorie surplus is required, as well as hydration. And you should not forget the micronutrient also, because they are essential for energy production and play vital roles in recovery also. And consistent and well-planned nutrition is as important as your training regimen for achieving your bodybuilding goals. Supplements means everybody asking me, what supplement should I take? Is it really necessary? Sometimes it's necessary. Suppose if you're a serious bodybuilder, you are seriously, it may be required because the oral supplements may not be enough. And what common supplements we use is protein powders, either whey protein, or casein powder, or soy protein, which provide a concentrated source of protein for muscle repair and growth. Is usually convenient for post-workout consumption. Creatine is beneficial. It enhances the body's ability to produce energy rapidly, improves strength, power, and muscle mass during high-intensity workout. Branched-chain amino acids may reduce muscle soreness and enhance endurance and prevent muscle breakdown. Pre-workout supplements like usually they contain caffeine, beta-alanine, and citrulline to boost energy, focus, and blood flow during workouts. Omega-3 fatty acids like fish oil, they help in reduce inflammation, support joint health, and contribute to overall well-being, indirectly adding recovery. Vitamins and mineral supplementation support various bodily functions crucial for health and performances. Deficiencies can hinder progress. And lastly, I would not talk about the steroid, because as urologists, we all know that what's the effects of taking exogenous steroids. So it's totally not advisable to take steroids for bodybuilding or any form of exercise. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vijay.
Thank you, sir.
We can all see all the muscles rippling there at the moment. Thank you very much. And we would certainly advise our people to achieve that goal, but go slowly. Don't injure yourself. That's the most important thing. Because if you injure yourself, then that's the end of it. And then you stop, and then again the cycle has to be repeated. So thank you very much, Vijay. I think I'll ask Kishore to introduce the next two speakers, please. Kishore, if you're there online.
Yes,
Kishore, are you there?
Hi, sir. Very
Hi.
good morning. This is Dr. Ali Poonawala. I think Chandramani is doing the introduction.
Yeah, let him go ahead and do the introductions.
It's okay. Kishore, you wanted to do it now. You should speak.
I
And
would like to ask few questions to
Okay.
the participants. What about the cardiac evaluation before starting any training, and regarding the supplements and steroids? We shouldn't put a blind eye to it, and we should be very careful what people are advising, what our gym trainers are advising, and what we are taking. We should take care of that. And a basic evaluation of our health, like complete blood picture, everything has to be done. LFT, creat levels, all of these things, ECG, and What is your take on cardiac evaluation, Mr. Vijay, if you are Dr. Vijay, if you are online? And otherwise, we can take up the questions at the end.
Yeah, I
and
think Kishore
please
will take the
introduce-
question in the end because we
Please,
cannot.
please introduce Dr.
We
Ali
have only 2
Poonawalla.
hours for this, and we've got a lot of speakers. So just go ahead. We'll just go with the next speaker. Ali.
Dr. Ali Punewala he has had urology training in the UK, qualifying with diploma in urology in 1987, practicing urologist in 92 in Bangalore, was a HOD in St. Martha from 93 to 2014. Now has own setup in Alpha Clinic, handles urodynamic section. Bangalore traffic made him look for alternatives. Cycling was an automatic choice. 850 kilometers in 4.5 days is the longest ride. When I heard in South Zone conferences somewhere, he used to come on a cycle. Then since then I know him. And one debate I have done with a very early time in my career in ASU with Ali Punewala, sir. That are two my memories. Sir, over to you. You look very thin and slim always, and bright also. Please enlighten us with your cycling.
Thank you very much to ASU President Dr. Changal Narayan and also Dr. Chandra Mohan for this very interesting topic where guys like me who are not really academically oriented also has a place to talk to. Rajendra, can you put my presentation, please? Yeah. Thank you. So I don't have many slides, but I think you can see what a cycling will give you. Especially in Tamil Nadu, you have a fantastic range of mountains, and they are beautiful. I think cycling is a way you can really connect with the earth, Mother Earth, like no other sports can. And because you travel a distance as well at the same time, the possibility becomes enormous. Unlike other sports, for example, like running or swimming, where you don't really connect with the nature in the same, with the mobility which a cycle provides. Okay, next slide, please. Now, what are the advantages and why should you be cycling? So it is a very low impact exercise, aerobic. So it builds up your stamina, and it is suitable for all levels. I'm sure you have seen the slides and various WhatsApp messages about 93-year-old, both a husband and wife on tandem bike. So that's not possible very much with other sports activity, and it is environment friendly. I have put the slide of the muscles used in cycling only because ChatGPT said you better put it. So I don't think it is really relevant as far as I see. Next, please. So main important advantage of cycling is it definitely reduces your mortality. And these are pooled data of studies in various countries, including sort of China and Nordic countries, where if you look at it, that the best improvement you get if you are cycling for 100 minutes per week, which comes to about 2 trips of 8 or 9 kilometers, which is really possible with everybody. You don't need to cycle for 600 minutes per week. That's for athletes. They also obviously get better advantage, but it's not really required for most of average people. The next slide, please. Now, it also reduces mortality related to the cardiac. It reduces cancer risk and diabetes. All these are very well documented studies where multiple factors have been taken in consideration, including the sex, age, the BMI, smokers, non-smokers, you name it. These are very exhaustive data. Would it reduce my weight is a question many of the beginners ask. Unfortunately, my answer is very equivocal on that. Some of them can manage, while most of them remain as big a tummy as they had. So for that, you will have to go to Dr. Vijay Kumar and build some muscle and abdominal toning. Cycling doesn't do that really to a great extent. It's excellent for cardiorespiratory. And of course, mental health benefit you get. You are out with your friends, and that is really the best way of doing both your social interaction as well as your improving your fitness. So these are, of course, dopamine elevation and serotonin elevation. Both are supposedly useful aspects of mental health. Yeah, next, please. Is there any risk? Of course, there is risk. You are a very easy target for a motorist who has a micro nap, or a guy who's handling a tractor and he's drunk, or whatever. But if you look at it, on the ratio, then in a country where the cycling is much more sort of prevalent as a activity, for example, in Denmark or Netherlands, these deaths are far few compared to the country like USA, where it is obviously more sort of car-driven societies. And we are talking about deaths per billion kilometers cycled. So these are really a very, very small number, though the graph looks very frightening. I think it is, if you take it in proper perspective, the risk for collisions or injury because of RTA is relatively small. Yeah, next, please. Now, should we be cycling in our cities which are polluted? So again, this is information from a Danish study, and they have looked at in what they would call as a slightly or a more sort of polluted at 19 micrograms per meter cube. In India, our low acceptable is about 40 microgram. So obviously our cities are more polluted, and the more is the pollution, the advantage of cycling gets reduced. But even then, there is an improvement or reduction in all-cause mortality, and in all the factors which we have mentioned earlier persist even in spite of high NO2 in the air. Regarding particulate matter, it's a slightly different story, because that is where asthma, etc. comes in. And in that, if you have a highly polluted cities, it is better not to cycle on the road. Next, please. So why don't we cycle, though it is considered such a good thing to happen? And the reason for that is multiple. Most likely, which we cannot change, is the facilities we have at work and environment, for example, safe pathways. So these are the main thing. Perceived lack of safety, and other thing is, what would everybody think of me if I go on cycle while I can afford, or I have a BMW at home. So I'm very happy to say that we have somebody who has both of these and still continues to cycle, and that is Dr. Venkatesh Krishnamurthy. He is a shiny example. He's going to talk about the gardening later, but I am most impressed by his multi-rounded personality. We'll talk to him later on about his cycling too. Next, please. So how does cycling compare with other activities which can be done for remaining fit? We are talking about fitness at our age meaning after 40, 50, 60, etc. So you can do these activities which are fine in terms of calorie burning. Some of them are stressful for the joint. For example, running, if you don't do it properly, and if you start late, it is possible that you may hurt yourself. While cycling is I would consider it as a good exercise to start at the latter part of your life. Next, please. So what should you be doing? First of all, don't buy a cycle straight away. You rent a cycle. If you have any friends who can borrow you a cycle, who can give you for a period, go ahead and use that bicycle. Next, please. You must have a safety helmet. Next. A water bottle if you're going to ride a fairly good distance. You can start with rides in the morning in the neighborhood and then escalate as required. Increase the distance slowly, as mentioned earlier by all the sports activists. Listen to your body. Next. you should join your groups. This is the fun part of cycling, which is very difficult to gain in other things. In running, you can form groups, but in swimming, I don't know if there are groups which go and swim and talk. If you are in Bangalore, of course, you are more than welcome to come and join and refresh your cycling if you haven't done for a while. Next, please. So these are the things you need ideally, but I would concentrate only on the helmet if you're going to ride a good, and the water bottle. If you're going to go for a distance, then you require air pump and the puncture kit and etc. etc. But if you are a casual fitness point of view, you don't need to go for all the things mentioned here. Next, please. So that's my last slide. Endless smiles is, of course, what you get on these two wheels. Thank you, ASU, again for opportunity to. If there are any questions, we can discuss it later. Thank you.
Krishna Kishore, you wanted to introduce next speaker, playing a game briefly.
No, sorry. I will do it at the end. I told you I'll speak at the end.
Sorry.
Carry on to the next
Intermittent fasting by Dr.
Doctor.
Kamalakar Lakshminarayana Archekar. Can we project Kamalakar sir's CV?
Before we start, Ali, we must know, you must get somebody who knows how to cycle only before you can take cycling. There are many people I've found who don't know how to cycle.
No, so that's why we have a Bangalore bicycling school, and I'm glad to say that
they will fall.
I'm glad to say that it's catching on. There are more areas where it's happening. We'll talk about it later.
Carry on, Achrekar.
Dr. Kamalakar Achrekar, he completed his MCH from Manipal in 1983. He served as an assistant professor and later as associate professor, JN Medical College, Belgavi unit. Started Eurocare Center independently and working as chief till now. So intermittent fasting is a very interesting topic and many of my friends are also following. Over to Dr. Kamalakar, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. I will just start sharing my screen. Yeah, I think all of you can see it, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, friends, fasting, I would rather call it as the fourth pillar of the fitness.
What are the three pillars, sir?
No, one, but I'll tell you why it's not moving.
Sorry, I'm premature.
Yeah, that is beyond nutrition, exercise, and sleep. So we all know a good nutrition, a balanced nutrition, a regular exercise, maybe running, cycling, gym, etc., and a good quality sleep, they constitute the three pillars for a physical fitness. Mind you, I am speaking only about the physical fitness. I feel there is one more pillar which is missing, and that I would say is the fasting. Eating, a human paradox. What it is? Humans, they are only species that eat for reasons beyond hunger, right? What are the eating habits? Generally, we eat for celebration, for fun, as a formality, out of temptation, and the taste. What is the result? It is overeating, frequent eating, and obesity itself. Let me share two important ancient wisdoms. One is a very famous Egyptian proverb. It says, 1/4 of what you eat keeps you alive. The other 3/4 keeps your doctor alive. Another ancient wisdom which comes from none other than the father of medicine, Hippocrates. He says all diseases begin in the gut. That is the forerunner. Your disease will start basically in the gut, amplifying the importance of eating, the fasting, etc. Now, let me unveil another most important aspect on which a lot of research is going on, the gut microbiome, which is the key to the optimal health. What is this gut microbiome? It is our inner universe. Consists of trillions of microorganisms that live in our digestive tract. It is considered as a virtual organ within the body, and it weighs around 1 to 2 kgs. What are the role of gut microbiome? It supports metabolism, boosts immunity, produces certain vitamins, and synthesizes some amino acids and short chain fatty acids. The gut-brain axis. Now, a lot of research again going on about the gut-brain axis. It is a bidirectional communication between the gut and the brain through the nerves and the neurotransmitters. What the impact, in simple, you can say, it impacts on your digestion, the immune system, and the mental well-being. How to protect our gut microbiome? There are two prime factors to protect your gut microbiome. One is the dietary fiber, which comes under nutrition. Perhaps, I think, madam, she is going to speak about the nutrition. And most important is the intermittent fasting. Fasting, I would say, the forgotten boon. What does it do? It reduces the insulin spikes. It induces the glycogen depletion, promotes fat adaptation, where fat is used as energy, enhances the hormonal balance. It triggers the weight loss. Ali was telling many people are not losing their weight in spite of cycling. The best way for them to lose weight, I'll suggest, is the intermittent fasting. Improves the gut bacterial diversity. And lastly, but not the least, activates what is called as autophagy. Autophagy, it is the internal cleanup mechanism. In 2016, Yoshinori Oshumi, he was awarded the Nobel Prize, who found out this important aspect of what is called as autophagy. It is fasting, also it triggers the autophagy. To define in simple words, it is a cellular recycling of the damaged cells and proteins. And what are the benefits of this? One, it removes the cellular junk and boosts the cellular repair. What are the fasting regimes? 16/18 intermittent fasting is the most commonly adopted, where continuously over a 16 hours period, you do not take anything except water. In remaining 8 hours window period, you can eat. Alternate day fasting can be done, or some people, they follow what is called a weekend fasting. Ekadasi fasting, particularly Hindus, they observe twice in a month, and there are many people who live on OMAD, that is one meal a day. People are asking, how about fasting in diabetics? In diabetes, only in the type 2 diabetes, they can do fasting under medical supervision to avoid hypoglycemia and other risks. Improves insulin sensitivity, reduces HbA1c, promotes weight loss. So what is the take-home message? Fasting, it complements nutrition, exercise, and sleep. So apart from these three things, one needs to give importance to fasting also. It enhances the gut health, metabolic balance, and mental clarity. Remember, fasting is a discipline, not a deprivation. What are the final thoughts? Fasting is not about losing everything. It is about finding yourself. In the silence of the stomach, the voice of health speaks loudest. When we pause from eating, our cells, they begin to heal. To fast is to give your body the gift of renewal. And finally, no thanks, I am fasting today. Thank you so much.
My God, crisp talk, sir. Very good.
Thank you very much, Achreka. That was very, very informative.
Thank you, sir.
The 2 points that brought out is that the only difference between man and animal.
Yeah.
Animal will eat only when he's hungry. Man will eat when he's not hungry also.
Very true. Very, very true.
You can see this when you go to hotels and 5-star, people just piling their plates and then wasting the rest of it. I think that's a sheer thing. So I think, yes, this is what it is. There's a famous line in our society, "Pet bhar ke khao." Eat to fill your stomach. But say, "Bhar pet mat khao, adha pet khao." Just half is enough. That's it. Anyway, Kishore.
Yes, sir. The next topic would be family time by Dr. Chengalrayan, the president. He did his MBBS from Stanley Medical College, MS from Kilpack Medical College, MCH Urology from Madras Medical College, FRCS Edinburgh. He's a gold medalist in both in undergraduate and postgraduate. He was secretary of Madras Urological Society in 2006, and he worked as treasurer Association of ASU from 2014 to 16 and 19 to 20. He was elected as secretary Tamil Nadu Pondicherry Association of Urologists from 2016 to 20. He was secretary Association of Southern Urologists 20 to 22. He is president Association of Southern Urologists from 24 to 25. He is a guest speaker and chairperson in many state, zonal, and national conference level conference. And currently, he is a teaching faculty in MMC, Chief Civil Surgeon in Tamil Nadu Government Service. Over to Dr. Chalkan, sir.
Thank you, Kishore, for that good introduction. I was just hoping that Ganesh sir is going to speak on his topic, so I was just casually waiting. Suddenly, I heard you call. Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to share my screen. Only thing is, the entire screen will come up initially. I'd have nothing to hide in my screen. Are you able to see my screen now? I'll try to get it on a full screen. Yeah.
Yeah, full screen.
Full screen or full screen.
Yeah,
Kishore.
good.
Yes, Kishore. Now, thank you. Thank you. You are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
Able to hear me. Thank you, Kishore. Thank you, Ganesh sir, and thank you, Chandran Mohan, for giving me this opportunity. Now, when I told my wife that I'm going to speak on family values, the first thing she told me was, okay, after each one of you speak like this on family values, just give 5 minutes for the spouse also to speak. And I said, no, come on. You have some shopping to do today. Please go for the shopping and come back. Now, coming to family values, what are we actually looking at is the priorities. How many of us will put money as a first priority? Kishore, would you?
Sir, first comes my family.
Great.
Then only, and it's a byproduct. I always believe that money is a byproduct if you do ethical practice.
Great. I had just put self-health first because we need to be healthy to take care of our own self as well as our family. So self-health first and family comes next. Money should be given some degree of importance. So I thought instead of putting as the last, we'll put money as the fourth one. How many of us have really felt this actually? We come in the morning, start around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, start operating. Then we go home a little late in the night, maybe around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Almost everybody is asleep. You carry one key with you. You open the door, go inside, see everybody is sleeping. You open, grab something, eat, sleep, get up in the morning, lock the door and go. Now, this is something which has happened to many of us a many number of times. I feel these are certain things where we felt we have actually missed our family, or in fact, our family has missed us. And this is we have to talk basically from our own experiences. One experience which I had was my mother. My mother was a little old and little sick, and she has always felt that she wanted to talk to me whenever she gets an opportunity. I tried to give my best, but the bigger problem was it was early in my practice. So many of us have this problem. Early in our practice, we have to run around so many places and so many distances to establish our practice that by the time we reach home, it is really, really late. And we hardly get half an hour to 45 minutes and sit and talk with our parents. But our parents were actually happy to see us coming up great in our life had actually wanted to talk to us at least for 1 hour or so, either in the morning or in the evening. I'm sure most of us will have the pinch of this feeling that now I'm comfortable, my family is good, my earning is good, I have a very good life. Now I could have taken care of my parents much better than it was some 15 years ago or 20 years ago. But unfortunately, the day when you look up after your busy schedule to see what has happened, your parents may not be there. Now, this particular thing I felt should not happen to us. This is one again, a very common thing which we find. I can give multiple examples for this of my very close friends. They will spend 2 weeks or 3 weeks continuously in their practice. Suddenly they say, I'm going to take a break now. They'll take their family out for 2 days or 3 days on a vacation, either in the country or outside the country, and they have a satisfaction. They have given them happiness to their family. Even in those 2 to 3 days, they'll be concentrating only on their practice, talking to people. And suddenly, when they come back home, now they feel that, yes, I have given 2 days for my family vacation. This is good enough for the next 1 month, and the next 1 month, I'll continue my practice. So, what we are actually doing here is just giving 2 days to your family, and 1 month you're totally off with your family. This is not actually your family wants. Your family wants to be with you. Your family wants to be with you, spending a lot of time. This is something that I think many of us have missed. This again, I think we all will accept that there are so many opportunities where we have to attend a lot of marriages, our relatives' marriages, our friends' marriages. Because of busy practice, we said, sorry, I'm not able to attend. There are so many times where we have believed that we want to deliver certain things, like you want promised your wife or your children to take for a movie or something, and suddenly you find you have a case, you have OP. I'm sorry, I'm not able to take you. Even in the middle of a movie, you have told your wife that once this movie gets over, let us go back very fast because I got another appointment to make. I'm sure all of us would have experienced these difficulties. And forgetting anniversaries, I think nobody will dare to do that. But there are so many things which we have forgotten and so many promises which we have failed to make. All these things I feel have to be avoided to have a good family life and good family. This is once again something which I wanted to say. There are so many of us who start early in the morning to go for our practice, finish the practice and get back to our normal job, then come back again late in the night, go for another surgery in the night. Now, if you're basically not acclimatized to do this work, it is better not to do this work. I'm sorry to say this word because these are statistics. Most people who develop the cardiac events, especially surgeons, are the ones who are not used to operating in the early morning, but suddenly for some reason decide to operate in the early morning. And most people who die of accidents are those people who travel late in the night for their surgeries. So, as a surgeon, I feel if you're not acclimatized for this particular work, let us not start doing an early morning surgery or doing a late night surgery. 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the night, you can spend any amount of time for your profession. But before 8 o'clock, you have to spend time for your own self, your own yoga, or your own things. And after 8 o'clock in the night, spend your own time for your own family. This is again something which all of us have placed or faced. Suddenly, you'll be operating. One of your family members will be calling. You'll say, I am busy, I am in a surgery. This is something I feel you should not do. Once there is a call from your family member, the first thing is just pick up the call. There is a possibility that your spouse may call you and say, have you had your breakfast? Or she could even say, when you come back home, can you buy these things? First, you answer the call and then you decide whether this call is important or not. Then you can say, I'm probably busy, I'm operating, I'll call you later. This is something which I have practiced. In fact, most of my anesthetists used to tease me whenever somebody calls from his family, immediately he'll pick up the call, stopping the surgery. But I think it's fair enough to give that degree of importance to your family. This again was something which I realized early in my practice. I used to run around nearly 20 to 25 nursing homes almost in a day, where I didn't realize I am not spending enough time for my family, especially when you have girl children. Suddenly, one fine day, my girl told me, Father, we are trying to go to a meet this thing program. We'll take an auto and go. I told, I'm very much here. I'm ready to take you. She said, no, no, no. We are very comfortable with auto. This is how me and mother used to go, and we are comfortable with it. That particular day, I realized that we are missing so many things. Our children will grow older even before we realize that they are getting older. And the time you want to speak with them, time you want to spend with them will also run very fast. And by the time you realize they'll be in a college and they will not talk to you because now you have become boomers for them. So this is something which should never happen. So try to spend as much time with your children as possible, maybe an hour or two. Just talk with them. They have so many things to come out and talk to you. You will feel much younger when you talk to your child, or you will feel much wiser when you talk to your wife. Now, very, very important. If your wife is not listening to you, she is always on the cell phone, she is talking to her friends, that means she has decided, come on, this fellow is not going to listen to me anymore. That should never happen. Whenever there is an opportunity, go sit with your wife, spend for an hour or so. She'll be talking about so many things, especially if she is already practicing, or she is into an hospital setup or something like that. She has a lot of things to say to you. You just have to listen. Women are more wiser. They don't want any suggestions from you. They only want you to listen. Just listen to them. She might show just a photograph and see, this is looking really nice. You have to say, yes, this sari is looking really nice. And on you, it will look much better. Please remember, she is showing only the sari. Don't look at the girl which she is showing. That is very, very important for you. So listen to your spouse, spend time with your spouse. In fact, many people say if you spend time with your spouse and in fact fight with your spouse for an hour or so, that increases your lifetime. So effective family time is very, very important. Spend at least 2 hours with your family. If it's a movie, fantastic. All of you are focused on one thing. If it is a food, also fantastic. At least have the habit of one family food, maybe in the afternoon or in the evening or in the morning, one time where all of you sit together, have an effective family food, and have one effective family movie every week, so that you have a feel that you have been spending time together. But is it the only thing which you're going to do for a family, spending time with them? There is a possibility of uncertainty in our life. In case something happens to us and we are not there tomorrow, we should be very sure what is that we are going to leave for our family. Life is very unpredictable, but financial security is not unpredictable. So if we have not done this, let's today sit and write down, tomorrow if I am not there, what is that I am leaving for my family. So if you can work out this is very, very important for the family, so that your future is always secured, either in our presence or in the absence of us. So the stay home message, I will say, not a take home message for you, is a time once lost cannot be recovered. So if you lost a family time, it can never be recovered. We should stay fit to take care of our family. That's the first priority. Let us leave behind some amount of money and financial security also to our family, not just the memories. And never ever compromise on your parents, your spouse, or your children, even if you get the highest opportunity to compromise. Please never do that. And your family doesn't require your money, your fame, or richness. They actually want you to stay with them. So stay with your family and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chengal, for those very valuable words of wisdom.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I have a colleague who has a special ringtone when his wife rings up.
What is it, sir?
That's a fire engine.
Oh, right.
Got a fire engine ringtone. So when that rings, everybody drops everything and picks up the phone and puts it to his ear. So that's useful to have separate ringtones for your daughter, for your wife, etc., so that everybody in the theater knows this is very important. So thank you very much, Chengal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Kishore,
It was more an emotional speech rather than a scientific speech, sir.
Good, sir. It is good.
Kishore, please go ahead with introducing Manish. He's a very dear friend of mine.
Yoga by Dr. Manish Sinha. He's a senior consultant urologist at New Hospitals.
Can we project the Manish Sinha, sir, CV, please? Sir, can you stop sharing, sir? Yes, sir. Thank you. Rajendra? That's all he has given.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. KK?
Over to Dr. Manish Sinha.
Senior consultant urologist, NU Hospital, Bangalore. Recently, I met him. I came to know that he practices yoga and he improved a lot in his, I think, in his BP and all that. So I thought we will listen from him. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chandramohan and Dr. Chengal for having me here. So two of my fitness gurus are also here, Dr. Ganesh and Dr. Venkatesh. They have been examples of how to be fit. So it's I'm very happy they are around to listen to this. That is not a cartoon. That is actually my photograph. So that is what I can do. Now, the topic was yoga and meditation, too vast to be covered in a short span of time. So I'll just give you some snippets and hopefully I will be able to get some points across. So now I'm going to make a claim that yoga reduces your work of breathing. And how does it do that? A lot of exercises do, but yoga focuses specifically on exercises in breathing, which if you look at 2.4 joules per minute is quite a lot of power over 24 hours. So I would like all of you to do Kapalbhati, which is nothing. You just exhale with a force and relax. Do it about 4 or 5 times. I will do it. Try and do it on your own. Now, most of us will be able to do it 10 times. I can do it 100 times, but my guru wants me to do 500 times, which I cannot as of yet reach. So what is changing as in any exercise? What is the practice that is helping? And in yoga, unlike most urologists who believe that the bulbospongiosus is the most important muscle, I would say the diaphragm is the most important muscle. And what are these exercises doing to your diaphragm? Any exercise. Now, what happens is the mitochondria in the muscle goes up. When the mitochondria goes up, the mitochondrial metabolism of glucose generates 27 ATP molecules per molecule of glucose. Whereas in the cytoplasm, you generate only 2 ATP molecules. And when you are doing all these, this is just one exercise. When you're doing all this, the diaphragm, all the types of muscle fibers in the diaphragm are increasing their mitochondrial content. And this saves you energy throughout the day, what you save while breathing. So the importance of breathing in yoga, it has a lot of benefits simply because of the effect on the diaphragm. Now, our yoga gurus got some things right. I don't know how they got it right, but recent science is catching up. When I was doing my MBBS, the cerebellum was the organ for balance. But when you exercise a certain part of the brain, there are other benefits that also come with it. And when you are doing these balancing exercises, your language ability, your cognitive function, a lot of other functions that the cerebellum actually does also improve. Now, what we are trying to do with current sciences, we are trying to retrofit these ideas into modern science, and yoga has a much, much wider effect, but it does seem that all these things that we do have benefits which can be individualized. Now, we've seen yogis sitting in the snow and without any clothes and still being comfortable. Now, you are all familiar with pheochromocytomas. You touch a pheochromocytoma and there is a sympathetic surge. Now, when we do this Uddiyana Bandha, which if you see the photograph, you pull in your stomach. You can try and do it now also. You pull in your stomach, breathe out, and keep pushing all your organs up and back. Now, when you do that, the one organ that is getting pushed against the diaphragm is the adrenal gland. And believe me, when I started doing this, after 3 cycles, you will start sweating. It's just you're sitting on the floor, not moving at all, just holding on. There is some muscular effort, but then you can lift weights and not get so tired. I believe that it is the effect on the adrenal that is causing the sympathetic release. These are, of course, my theories, somebody else's theories, but they need to be proven and they seem logical enough. Now, one of the things I was told by one of my seniors was that yoga doesn't build muscle mass. You need to look like Dr. Vijay. But believe me, when you hold some of these postures, there are muscles which you haven't even thought of, which are getting built up. Now look at this inverted posture. Now, when you hold yourself in this posture, the pelvis is not holding you up. It is your scapula and your shoulders and your neck. And these are small muscles. And your whole body weight is resting on them. So what happens is that in this posture, if you hold it long enough, the first muscles to give way are your triceps, and the second group of muscles are your interscapular muscles. So you are building muscles which you haven't even thought of getting built. And most of them are composite movements, so multiple muscle groups are getting built up. So now, coming to the second part of my topic, which is only one slide, and meditation helps surgical outcomes. Why would I say this? Now, this is a situation that I've actually been in. beautiful vessels, and a young patient. The first anastomosis for the fistula does not work. The second anastomosis does not work. I have anxious parents standing outside. So you can imagine my mental state at that time. Sit with me and think like that, and then do what all the yogis tell you to do. Just right now, while you're listening to me, you start breathing and you feel the air going into your nose in and out. Do it 2-3 times, and then try and concentrate on the job at hand, wherever it is, in whichever situation. So when they say meditation, it sounds like a very exotic job. But when you break down meditation into its simple steps, it is just something as simple as trying to feel the air you breathe. You're all sitting on a chair. How many of you have paid attention to how comfortable or how uncomfortable it is? When you walk, what is the feeling under your feet? All these simple measures come in meditation. And whoever says that I meditate well and you don't, then the answer to them is, you don't know what I do during my meditation. I don't know what you do. But these are the simple steps that have been described. And as you keep practicing them, you will learn how to get better at them. I will stop with a word of caution. Yoga is not easy to learn. You cannot learn it online. It is not a good idea to go in large groups. Unfortunately, it is a one-to-one teaching. And unless a lot of correction is done, you could end up with injuries. There are no short-term benefits to yoga. You'll just have a Instagram page saying, I did yoga today. That doesn't help. It takes years of training, and you cannot learn anything in a day or two. It is structured by the teachers, by the books of yoga in such a way that unless you have done it for certain years, they won't even let you do the next step. There will be no emotional highs during the yoga. It is only at the end you will either feel exhausted or you will feel very, very fresh. Most of the time you will come out feeling very relaxed. Why is yoga not very popular? I think because there is no equipment to sell, nobody makes money out of it. Just one mat is needed. A kurta pajama is enough. You don't need fancy clothes also. You can do it in your shorts if you like. Anything goes. But that also has gone against yoga, as in it's not a commercial venture. But for whatever reason, since the time I've started in 2015, I've decided that I'm going to continue with it. And probably when I'm in my 80s, I will also be able to do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I wanted to share a small example here about the yoga. Dr. Ganesh Gopalakrishnan sir knows. I have operated on a 70-year-old yoga master for radical prostatectomy. He developed a complication. I have taken to Ganesh Gopalakrishnan sir 10 years back. And during that complication, he used to do yoga in the ward and recovered from a major post-operative complication, which I don't want to mention. After it was repaired, during entire 6 months of the period, he was doing Kapalabhati and deep breathing exercise. I'm very happy to say that he is 89, 10 years post-radical prostatectomy complication, no incontinence. His PSA is mildly raising. He is more in touch with Ganesh Gopalakrishnan sir than me. And I admire very much what Manish sir said. It is very, very effective. And it is one-to-one, he clearly told. Thank you.
Thank you.
This gentleman has 2 PhDs in yoga.
Yes, sir. You have given life to him, but he is giving life to many people.
For some reason, I can't stop sharing. I'll need help with that. Yeah.
No problem, sir.
Shall we move on to the next
Yes,
topic?
yes, please, Kishore, go ahead.
Dr. Sunita Rao from Bangalore will speak on nutrition.
Thank you,
Currently,
ASU.
she is, ma'am, can I speak a word?
Please.
Her current position is Chief Nutritionist at New Hospitals, Bangalore. She is Secretary of IAP in India, Bangalore chapter. She is a Joint Program Officer, Renal Nutrition, a core group of IAP in India. Executive Officer, IDA, Bangalore chapter, experience in clinical dietetics, 17 plus years. Very, very humbling credentials, ma'am. And please proceed.
Thank you so much. Thank you, SU, for having me here today, including me in this Healthy Urologists session. Let me just try sharing. I'm not able to see my original screen here. Oh yeah, there I got it.
I think they are hijacking the
There.
Yes, madam.
Yes. You can see the full screen?
No, madam, you have to do that. Full screen. I think everybody is having problem in making the full screen. Rajendra, there is something problem with the...
Actually, I'm able to see the full screen here, and I did do the full screen. Let me just go ahead a little bit.
No problem, madam.
Yeah.
Very
so let's not waste time, and we'll just go ahead.
There is option there. No.
Alt Control F5 would do that.
Everybody is failing to do means something wrong with the...
No, I generally do. Okay, I'll just move forward and see what I can do next. So today, what I thought, instead of giving you lessons on carbohydrate, protein, fat, which most of us all know about, I thought I'll share some tips on how to focus on your everyday diet. This is not specifically for either people who are into specific activities, sports activities, or heavy exercise, but in general, for those who are carrying out and for busy professionals like us. So what happens most of the time in busy professionals is that we don't focus on what we put on our plate in our everyday meal pattern. So what you should concentrate on is to choose nutrient-dense foods. So if you, I hope all of you are able to see on the screen some of the nutrient-dense foods that I have listed here.
Go to the next screen. Go to the next
slide is not
slide.
moving.
Next slide.
Okay, wait. I think I should then. Can you see the slides?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, now correct. You press that.
Okay, it's all right, madam. It's not happening. Just roll the slide down, madam. Next slide.
Are you able to see now?
Yeah, but you have to roll it down.
Roll the slide. Next slide, I am not able to see. We are not able to see.
Oh, is it?
Click on it on the side.
Yeah, I am clicking on it and it is moving for me. It's not moving. The slides are not moving, is it?
No, they're not moving at the moment.
All right. Let me do it from the beginning. I will share the screen. I'm going to share my Power PPT. You're able to see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you see the second slide?
Yeah.
All right. So what I have listed here are the nutrient-dense foods, which you have to focus on in your everyday meal pattern. When you say protein, most of the time it will be eggs, lean meat, lentils, nuts and seeds. These are the focused protein sources. But as we all know, eggs and lean meat will give you all the amino acid, 9 essential amino acids that we require for repair and bodybuilding. But when we go for plant proteins like lentils or nuts and seeds, 1 or 2 amino acids will be missing, like the sulfur-containing amino acids will be missing. So when you take some lentils or pulses, make sure that you do include some cereals like quinoa, millet, rice, roti, whatever it is, so that the amino acids, the acid profile gets complemented, and then you get a complete set of 9 essential amino acids. So that's the only thing we have to remember when we go for plant-based proteins. Vegetables, the most important food group that protects us, most of the phytonutrients and the immune boosting properties come from vegetables and fruits. Aim for at least 2 cups of vegetables in every meal. And then when we talk about whole grains, rice and wheat are the most common whole grains that most of us consume. Try in a week at least 3 times to include some millets. Now in South India, millets are available in plenty. It could be the little millet, Troso millet, whatever millet is available in your city. Just try to include it at least thrice in a week. Quinoa, yes, of course, but it's not a grain original to India. It is imported and it's a little expensive, but quinoa is also great. Broken wheat, all these are the whole grains that give you those micronutrients that our previous speakers were talking about. So what happens is you cannot choose one food for macronutrient, one food for micronutrient. You can't do that. So on the whole, in your plate, you have to choose food that gives you the calories, proteins, and micronutrients together. So that is the reason these are called the nutrient dense foods. And the healthy fats, those are the nuts, seeds, and avocado. These give you the healthy fats, and again the zinc, selenium, and the chromium that are missing in other food groups. Apart from this, an early light dinner, keep it vegetable and protein based. It could be soups, it could be maybe a salad with some chicken, egg, or lentils. So this is how you plan your dinner, and try to keep it early and light. Now, to make all this possible, it's not going to be happening if you just wake up in the morning and say, yes, I'm going to make my plate nutrient dense. You need a little bit of planning. So meal planning, at least for 1 week ahead, is very important. That is when you can actually put this into practice. Stock your refrigerator with all these nutrient dense foods that we just spoke about. And for very busy professionals where everybody in the family is busy, even if you have a help for cooking, batch cooking helps. That is, for example, if you make rajma or chole, or even for that matter, grill the fish or grill the chicken, you can make a little larger batch and make it into smaller portions and put it in the freezer. So when you get home at night, tired and hungry, you don't have to order food. You don't have to look for unhealthy alternatives. You can remove 1 small pack of lentils from the freezer, thaw it, heat it, and add it into your soup or add it into your meal. So this is one smart way of making sure you get the right kind of nutrients. And then overall, keep it simple, because the more complicated or try to make it more varied, the difficult it is going to be to follow it for a long time. The other factor that
moving, madam.
Slides are...
Did you put the plan slide? A slide is same. Second slide is there. Only plan slide has not come.
Oh.
Maybe you have to click on the left side of the screen.
What do you see now?
Hydration.
Yeah, hydration.
Okay. You can see now?
A plan,
yeah, that's the plan slide.
Yeah, thank you. So I already spoke about the plan. So keep it simple is what I said. And then when we look at most of the people, when they actually get stumped by their regular diet routine, they most often fail in snacking, because evening time around 6 o'clock is when they're really hungry. They don't know what to eat, and there is not enough option in the place of work. And so they resort to either fried food, fried snacks like samosa, kachori, or whatever they order. These days, ordering online is very easy. So the first thing I always suggest my clients and my staff is to have something handy. It could be at stowed away in your cabin in the workplace, or your handbag, or maybe in the car, so that you can eat these healthy snacks. You can see the snacks listed on the screen. I hope you can see that. So what happens is, when you go home also, you're not so famished that you binge eat. So around 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, if you resort to some kind of a healthy snacking like nuts, seeds, dry fruits, sprouts, boiled grams, and then dry fruits, it could even be dry fruit laddu or salads and fruits. When you snack on these, it keeps you from binge eating at dinner time, and it also saves you from buying unhealthy snack or fried snacks. The problem with fried snacks are, it's not just the calories. Fried food also affects the gut microbiome, just like how doctor was talking about the gut microbiome. If that gets into dysbiosis, then the whole, the whole gamut of health issues will start. So avoid fried food. Now, to a bunch of urologists, I don't have to talk about hydration, but so what I thought was I would just put in a list of, healthy drinks that you can have. It could be buttermilk, mint lemon sherbet, tender coconut water, different types of teas, jaljeera even, to throw in some punch. And definitely as a nutritionist, I would say don't add sugar into it. But if you have to, go ahead and have add about half teaspoon, not more than that. These are the healthy hydration options you have. Now, mindful eating, I was myself not paying so much attention to this. Yeah, it is there. Yes, that's one of the aspects. That's what I thought. But till recently, when I was working with a bunch of athletes and then young athletes, and then with everything corrected, even when they are not stressed out due to matches, then during their regular workout, coaching days, they used to have some kind of stomach and digestive issues. They would have bowel movements, unnecessary bowel movements, and they would have bloating, they would have discomfort in the stomach. When everything else was taken care of, they still had this. Then I just told them, for 10 days, one meal in the day, that is at least the dinner, have in peace, preferably with the family, and turn off the TV. Don't watch your mobile when you're eating. Notice what you're eating, enjoy the food, and then practice this consciously for 10 days to 15 days. And when they did that, those about 14-year-olds to 16-year-old children, they all felt much better at the end of that time period, and they were much happier kids. So I realized that mindful eating does work. Now, if everything's said and done, if you don't have great options at workplace, it would be really difficult to keep up with your healthy diet regimen. So I would say all of you must include your nutritionists and dietitians at your workplace if available, and then plan workplace wellness programs, because this goes a long way in having healthier food options in the canteens and F&B services. And then when somebody follows this good eating plan together with the colleagues and friends, there is constant motivation, and overall knowledge, attitude, and self-efficacy improves. This has been tried and tested, and there is less exposure to unhealthy food. So we do this in our setup, and it has helped a lot of them. Now, the most difficult problem: what happens when you have to attend parties and conferences very often? Well, there is some strategy you can follow to make sure that you don't binge eat at a conference. Understandably, most often we leave to conferences directly from work, and then we are also hungry, we're tired. So the best thing to tackle would be to have a fiber-rich pre-meal or a snack just before you leave to the conference, so that it kind of gives you a kind of a satiety, so that you can stay put till the dinner time. Then when you move into the dinner, prioritize vegetables and fruits. That is, fill your plate with fruits and vegetables, sit down and slowly have the fruits and vegetables first from the plate. Then when you do this, you will be able to exercise portion control when you move into your main course of rice or biryani or butter chicken or whatever it is. So that is when the portion control comes into place. And even when you hit the starters, look for non-fried grilled versions of the starters, and swap your dessert with fruit. This helps to save a lot of calories, fills your stomach, and you wake up more refreshed and happy the next day. Another common question doctors ask me is, how do we manage alcohol when when this is such a common thing during conferences? Of course, limit alcohol, set a limit before the event and stick to it. Avoid pre-drinks. Most often in our country, I see that people start off with the glass at the beginning of the, right at the beginning of a dinner session. Avoid that. Head for the salad bar first, eat the salads first, and then pick up your glass. And then consume salads and protein-rich snacks along with the drinks. And if you're a diabetic, monitor your sugars, because alcohol can do both. It can cause hyperglycemia and also cause hypoglycemia. If you have had mixed alcohol drinks with high sugary fruit juices like cocktails, then it can cause hyperglycemia. And also, if you are not having that, it could, in the long run, even after many hours of consuming alcohol, it can cause hypoglycemia, because liver focuses on metabolizing the alcohol first and doesn't release enough sugars into the bloodstream. So that causes hypoglycemia, especially in people who are already glucose impaired. And insulin resistance actually increases with more alcohol, and maybe only moderate or very less portions of alcohol may increase insulin sensitivity. But in general, in the long term, larger portions of alcohol do increase insulin resistance. So monitor your sugars. Moderation is the key. Limiting the amount is the key. Now, beyond that, if you want a specialized diet inputs for a specific reason, either any chronic issue or for exercise or specific schedule, consult a qualified dietitian, because these days our field is filled with quacks. Beware of quacks. Look into the qualifications before you consult. And even ChatGPT, we recently attended AI masterclass for planning diets through ChatGPT. Now also ChatGPT has come up with the Indian food composition table, IFCT, it is called IFCT extension. But even when we used that, the diet plans at a glance looked very good. But then when we looked into the calculations, it gave highly erroneous protein and calorie calculations. And each meal had various mistakes. So I would say, be mindful of that. I mean, beware of those AI tools. You can get a generalized input, but specific inputs are only probably through qualified dietitians. Having said all this, whatever type of meal plan you follow, whether it is intermittent fasting, time-restricted feeding, 2-meal or 3-meal pattern, having a consistency and maintaining a time frame is essential, because diet is no magic bullet. It takes time for any diet plan to give you results. And so consistency and following a stipulated time for a long time is very important. With this, thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sunita. I'm sure that there would be some questions, providing we have some time. And those who have some questions, you could direct it to her on the chat box, and then we could take it sometime at the end. We now move on to the next speaker, Dr. Venkatesh Krishnamurthy, another dear, very good friend of mine, and his passion. Let's listen to his passion, which is gardening, and let's see how that can motivate a lot of us. It has certainly motivated me. Thank you. Venki, it's all yours.
Yeah. Can you see my slide?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ASU, for asking me to be a part of this session. When Chandramohan asks, how are you? It's a very superfluous question, because he knows everything about you already. I don't know where he got this information on my interest in gardening. Now, gardening is my passion. Let me begin with a story. The year was 1989, when I finished my MCH and came back to Bangalore, both Preeti and I. And I was looking for a brief period of respite before I started work. The house was in shambles. My father was living all by himself, not doing too well health-wise. The place was overgrown with bushes, prickly bushes, trees, plants, everything. So I said, let me set this right. And therefore, I cleared all the trees and said, I will first lay a lawn. This is what I did. When I said lay a lawn, I laid this myself because I had time. I was doing nothing else. And this took 1 month, 2 months, 3 months till my wife reminded me that I have a profession to continue. And what started off as laying lawn went on to a full-fledged garden. So I set that right, as is my want. I put up checklists, SOPs, protocols, all that to get the garden growing. And these are all the images. Mind you, every square foot of the place is utilized for growing. The ratio is 1 square foot must do at least minimum of 2 square feet of yield, if not 3 or 4. And that's the principle. So if there's a pot, I have plant growing, there's something else growing under it. So when these carrots are harvested, the cabbage would have come to grow a little more. A trellis is another way of increasing the space for gardening. So even if you have a small place, you can actually grow a lot of vegetables in the house. So this is, I have enough of all this for my house and for sharing. And you can see that just along the walkway, I put up this trellis that is growing all kinds of creepers and vegetables. This is cardamom here, and that is turmeric over there. So discarded tires from the car were also used to grow vegetables. They are all healthy. I don't use any pesticides. This is a flowering ginger plant. This is a dragon fruit. That's a fig. This is bilimbi. Then comes the non-edible part of the landscaping. So this is what we grow up. I mean, I come out to see every morning. So this place where I sit out is tea in the mornings and other beverages in the evening. Basically, I'm a lazy gardener, so I put in things that will self-propagate over time so that I don't have to keep on planting new plants. What does it do? Let us look at the benefits. Is it just something that, oh yes, I got a garden? No, garden, of course, as in my case, it gives me a huge satisfaction. When I wake up in the morning, I go around the garden and my first rounds are completed over there for the day. It's a whole body exercise. It's not, I'm not talking of somebody who just uses a gardener and then gives instructions, but when you go around doing work, whether in watering, pruning, lifting buckets of water, carrying the watering can, all that. So it involves squats and lunges. It can burn as many calories in the gym depending upon the amount of gardening that you have. Large muscle groups are involved when you carry or lift your buckets and lift the bags. Improves your core and balance. What else does it do? It builds self-esteem. When you plant something and it is a success, that is, the plant grows, you plant a seed and then it germinates and breaks out of the soil, you feel as if you have created nature, though this is what nature is supposed to do. It's good for your heart function. And there is a lot of science behind this. So there is something called the Mycobacterium vaccae. When you dig, this is in the soil, it's a common cell, it is not pathogenic. And when it gets into your fingers, under your fingernails, so on, the interaction with this mycobacterium is supposed to facilitate secretion of serotonin in the prefrontal cortex. Like this, and of course, just as somebody else, Manish, has shown what happens in the different parts of the brain, it makes you happy. There's a lot of satisfaction. Very important is it helps you to eat healthier. And you've all must have heard of the blue zones in different parts of the world where longevity is the rule rather than the exception. These are people who, among other things, are involved in constant activity by themselves. It is not strenuous, but keep on working in the garden, in their farms, and so on. And this is a huge contributor to longevity. The other thing about gardening is you develop a lot of focus and concentration. You get lost in what you are doing, and at all ages, it helps you do a lot of concentrated work. You develop a different community group, just as Ali said, talked about the cycling group. You different community group, you exchange a lot of information, and then there is growing interest. There has been definite evidence of decrease in depression and anxiety because there is nothing to fight with in the plants. They yield to all your attention. They understand your care. And also there is a significant increase in cognitive function. And then look at it in the larger perspective. You get carbon credits because you are releasing so much of oxygen into the air. For information, other than planktons are the largest generation of oxygen in the planet. The next is grass. So there is one plus point. There's another plus point to the golf courses around us, and of course, the lawn in your own garden. You fight climate change together. There is decrease in air pollution, and you recycle a lot of waste from your house. You can tear up paper bits, cardboards, all that. All of it goes into the soil and it breaks down and it adds to the carbon fiber in the soil. Gardening, you reconnect to nature. You're working with the soil, you reconnect to the nature, just as cycling does. Chemicals are a huge problem. This may interest Chandra Mohan. Telugu states utilize 24% of the pesticides produced in India. We've seen the effect of chemicals, whether it was in the Kasargod belt, where they've used the chemicals that caused a lot of deformities, or in Punjab and Haryana, where they're seeing an increase in the amount of cancers. And children are the most vulnerable. People talk of washing these vegetables, but a lot of these pesticides are systemic pesticides, which means they have gotten into every part of the vegetable. And therefore, just surface washing is not going to rid these. And there is no way of knowing whether these are pesticide residue-free unless you go to one of the gourmet shops where the label at most may be pesticide residue-free. We have to take care of this. So any amount of space available, try and grow as much as you can. For the present, despite the pesticide, benefits of eating vegetables is much more than the pesticide residue in it, yet it does no harm to see that you reduce the amount of pesticide. So there is danger on the platter. You see that there are so many other chemicals that are used on these just to give it a longer shelf life, just to give it a better look on the shelves in the markets, just to give it a better look and shape. These are all things that you can try and avoid. Most major, or not most, all major cities have seen that the use of sewage water, untreated sewage water flowing out from the city being used to grow crops. In Bangalore itself, on all sides, you find hundreds of acres of paddy being grown by the sewage flowing out of Bangalore. All the greens and vegetables grown in different parts of the city. So this is another thing that you can try and mitigate by growing your own vegetables. Greenery. even if you have to do yoga, better than this would be a yoga mat somewhere there. It certainly does. You feel the effect may be the same whether you do it in a room or outside, but the feeling that you get at the end of doing something like this is better. What about hospitals? Is there a role for greenery in the hospitals? I'm now expanding the arena in which you do gardening. These have been known as healing environments in hospitals. It helps not only the patient to look out onto something like this from the ward windows, but it also helps the caregivers who are stuck in hospitals for long durations of time to wander about in these environments. And patient feedback, which they have given written in the books, all speak of a heightened sense of wellness when they wander about in these platforms. This is my own room. My room also, I planted a bamboo grove on either side. I am surrounded by this greenery. When you look at it, never mind the hospital environment, but when you always go on a holiday, you're looking for something like this. So there is no doubt that these kind of greenery, the forests and all that bring about a lot of peace and an overall sense of well-being and rejuvenation. You start a garden in the house, in your balcony, on your terrace, is a microcosm of what brings you happiness in the larger arena. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nice. Very happy.
Garden man in Garden City.
Sorry?
Can we go to the next speaker? Kishore, you want to introduce Satish from
Yes,
Madurai?
sir.
Yeah, a small suggestion. The rest of the three speakers, we are reducing time by 2 minutes. Please to follow. We are just finishing the time. So we have 3 means we will make it 8 minutes. Please
Stick to the time.
stick to the time.
Dr. Satish will be speaking on how to run a gym. He's MBBS from Stanley Medical College and MS from same place, MCH from PGH Chandigarh, my place. And he's a consultant urologist, Apollo Specialty Hospital, Madurai. He's head and department of urology, Velammal Medical College and Research Institute, and a consultant urologist, Sandeep Memorial Hospital, Madurai, from 2021 till now. He has special interest in laparoscopic urology, uro-oncology, urogynecology. I remember him as a chubby, young, enthusiastic urologist. Now he is going to speak on how to run a gym.
Thanks for the wonderful words, KKG. I'll share my screen. So good evening all. We had seen about the benefits of yoga, meditation, cycling, and bodybuilding and everything. But we had a different scenario to these things about how to start a gym. So we thought if you have a disease, then you come to a hospital, we will take care of your disease. But if you don't want to get a disease, please come to fitness center. So that was how we started, inspired to start this gym. So now we are very happy to say that we have 700 plus clients and we have changed lives of close to 650 people. And we are Gym Mechanics Fitness Studio. Me and my wife have started this. So is it really a good business model? Yes, it is a good business model. It has excellent return of investment. And most importantly, it has a never-ending client pool. As long as kidneys are there, prostates are there, we used to get patients. But as long as human race is there, people want to stay healthy, we will always get a client pool. And most importantly, it caters to all ages, right from school children to elderly people. We can cater to all ages. And technology is never outdated. We have a small dumbbell. Dumbbell has stood the test of time, and still we use the same dumbbells. Only the designs have changed. Necessity is never going to stop. It's infinity. And location, anywhere you can start. Even under a car shed, you can start a gym if you're really interested in. So how to start a gym is very important before knowing how to run a gym. We should have a clear business plan. Just like when we plan for a hospital or any other business venture, we should have a clear plan. We should undertake our training. Very important. We should have, if you're not going to get ourselves trained, then we should have qualified trainers with us who can plan to help us in getting the correct equipments and correct placings. Accreditation for a gym is not necessary. If you don't need any certifications or accreditations or anywhere. But if you want to really position yourself as a premium gym, then you can get accredited. We should have a clear cost involved. Cost can be ranging from 5 lakhs till 4 crores. You can have a gym. The pricing strategy will depend upon your, just like any hospitals, a corporate hospital charges more and a small hospitals charges less. Similarly, a premium gym, if you want to position, you can change your pricing strategy. Depending upon your place, depending upon your facilities provided, there is very minimal competition from others if you have a lot of USPs. And marketing is usually digital, so it is less costly. And any business we want to start, we should have a USP. So once we want to start a gym, we have to plan like this, then we'll do a run. And starting a business is easy, but running it is difficult. We all know the most difficult part comes is from the human resource management. We don't get adequate people, either as a client or as a trainer or as a housekeeping staff or as admin staff or as a security. All those things are very difficult. And monthly charges prediction, we always tend to think that we can manage it. But when we run a gym, we should not try to use our hospital earned money into another business. So single business should be in autopilot mode. So how to do that is to provide value-added services like a dietitian who will be there, the gym. You have a yoga therapy, you have a Zumba classes, you have specific cardio, specific body building exercises, or a similar value-added services will always help us to run a gym successfully. Most important is the financial stability. If you want to get a loan, get a loan. The owner's money is the most costliest money. We always think that our own money will have to invest and start a gym. Not necessary. Any business venture, the owner's money is the costliest. You can always get it loan from a state government or a central government. It's very important. And perfect payment of salary and incentives helps us to retain the employees. Value-added services for trainers. We give certification in basic life support skills, advanced cardiac life support skills. We also give them in first aid. Because we have heard a lot of Insta reels and other ways. We see you do a workout and then you fall, collapse and fall. So what to do in those situations? A weight falls over you, how to do. All those things helps us to keep our trainers updated. And non-judgmental space for clients. So we have females, we have transgenders, we have children, we have males, we have elderly males. Anyone can come. So we don't judge the clients. And motivational competition for clients to help them to ensure that they are on the right track. So all these things are very important to keep the clients involved in the running a gym. Accounting and finances, same like hospital, prevent leaks. Utilize the facilities provided by the governments, both state and center. How many of us know that there is a subsidy given for running a hospital? There is a subsidy given for running a gym for a first new generation entrepreneur. And choice of equipments always state of the art, imported equipments, whichever you want, you keep it. Space and ambience, just like as Krishnamurthy sir, Venkatesh Krishnamurthy sir told, the ambience is very important for a gym. So it should be very nice for a gym. So this is a small video. I think I'll be 2 minutes. We call it a science of fitness. So this is how we started. Chandramohan sir, if it is getting delayed, please stop me.
No. Take after this video, we will stop.
Yes, sir. So this was our facility. This is a 12,000 square feet facility. So this was how it was there to begin with. We had thermal and acoustic insulation. Then we had a state-of-the-art interiors. We had fully centralized air conditioning units. We had to personally search everything. My wife was inspecting all the works being done. And this was our final touch, getting ready for our equipments. And we invited Dr. Shailendra Babu, who was the IPS officer. And this is his words when we first started. So he explained that I have not seen a gym like this. So this was how we could finish it off. And this is our photo. And target audience, we wanted to ensure that all will be our target audience. And most importantly, we concentrated on rehabilitation after surgery or injury also. Thank you for a wonderful opportunity, sir.
Thank you. We will go to the next talk, Swimming for Health by Dr. Kaushik Amancharla. Rajendra, can you project his slide? Okay. Kaushik Amancharla is a urologist from Hyderabad. He is very active and practices mainly laparoscopic urology and robotic urology and transplantation at Max Cure Hospital. Over to you, Dr. Kaushik.
Thank you, sir. Maybe I am the youngest speaker on today's panel, and Chandramohan sir, thank you for this opportunity. So instead of putting up my CV, I have come up with something called as my FV, that is my fitness vitae. So my professional front, every one of you know, I'm a neurosurgeon, I'm a urologist practicing in Hyderabad. And apart from that, as you can see on my screen, my cardio fitness is below average. My VO2 max is 39. And on an average, I do about 7,000 steps in a day, which is below the considered average of 10,000 steps. And roughly, I burn about 500 to 600 calories in a day. And this circles part which you're seeing here is a measure of my daily consistent performance of what I find on my Apple Watch. That is the movement, exercise, and standing duration, which consistently I have been able to close in the entire month. So I'm a 9-hour surgeon, just like most of us, and I spend 7 hours time on my rest and the remaining 8 hours for my personal life. To split it, of the 8 hours, I spend 1 hour on my exercise, 2 hours commuting, 2 hours on my daily chores, and 3 hours on my miscellaneous activities, which mostly include social media and Instagram. So what concerns me to talk on today's topic is the early demise of some of our colleagues who had departed before the age of 40. So it's a great loss to the community and the society. So early departure, I feel, is because of lifestyle changes. And someone who has departed us after the age of 60, it's age-related changes. So now the entire concept of today's talk is how we can avoid and have a healthy life beyond this 60. So what makes it talk on today's topic is I started swimming at the age of 10. I was a swimmer athlete for about 5 years. I used to swim twice daily during my childhood, consistently daily and almost continuously in my thoughts. I've got 2 national medals in backstroke and freestyle in the under 14 segment, and I've got 6 South Zone medals, multiple state and district level medals. And to my credit is I have crossed the Krishna River, which is about 1.5 kilometers at the age of 14. And this is the award that I received, one of my earliest award received from the hands of then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. And finally, when I joined MBBS, all my swimming life has been swallowed by my medical career. So what I am now, I'm 38 years old. I'm a busy surgeon and is fluctuating between 32 to 34 and my weight somewhere between 70 to 75. I miss out on my workout almost 2 to 3 times a week. I party on weekend. Daily follow a healthy diet, but on weekends or on social occasions, I overload on calories. I got a good bowel habits. And whenever I hit my bed, within next 10 to 15 minutes, I have a good sound sleep. Just like most of us, I have tachycardia episodes, adrenaline rushes where I'm doing the peak of surgery. And also, I have the bad habit of scrolling and wasting almost 2 to 3 hours of my time on the mobile. So, though I am here to talk on swimming, my daily life is a mix and match of multiple exercises. I go for a tennis in the morning, or at times I do swimming or I go for a jog, and I do cycling, or at times I practice calisthenics as well, like I do push-ups, body weight pull-ups, or sometimes a headstand or handstand. So apart from that, I'm a surgeon. I love to give talks. I love to participate actively in conferences. And then now coming to my core topic of swimming for health. So when I was trying to figure out what I need to talk, first I thought I should define what is health and what is fitness. As you all know, health is the WHO definition is mere absence of disease, social, physical, mental, all well-being. But to me, health means to attain all these things without the need of using a medicine, without the need of using a tablet. And what fitness is to me? Fitness, हर एक को अपना अपना definition होता है. So fitness to me is a way of life. Every individual has their own definition. So for someone, whatever comes to their mind, ability to do that with a lot of physical and mental soundness. Like next month, if I want to go for a trekking, I should be able to do. If I want to do a 120 kg deadlift, I should be able to do. If someone wants to do a 1 hour of tennis, he should be able to do. But for someone, fitness means simply at the end of the day, coming back, happily spending 1 hour with his kid, not getting frustrated when the kid comes and jumps on him. So this also is a part of fitness. So what one has to be afraid of? So when God gives you the opportunity to live for about 90 to 100 years, you should not be afraid of getting injuries. You should be afraid of not being able to do your daily activities like brushing and cooking for yourself. So what exercise to do? So basically, funda is that whatever exercise you do, muscle does not know what format of exercise you do. Muscle only knows, understands the concept of muscle fiber recruitment and muscle tearing and muscle toning, muscle fiber recruitment. So whatever exercise you are doing, it eventually leads to the same eventuality of new muscle fiber recruitment. So coming to swimming, as you all know, 4 different strokes are there. Freestyle, it includes, it engages your deltoids, biceps. Backstroke, it works on your quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes. Breaststroke, mainly it works on your breast muscle, that is the pectoralis major. Butterfly, it helps to stabilize your shoulder, chest, and abs. So almost every muscle of your body is involved when you're doing swimming. So that is the uniqueness of swimming. So how much to exercise? So this I summarize with a great saying, नमक स्वाद की अनुसार, और एक्सरसाइज होता है आपका रेंज ऑफ मोशन, वजन और आपकी औकात के अनुसार. So do not push beyond your limits. So know what is your limit. Listen to your body. So how frequent to swim? You can do it daily. You can do it twice a week. You can keep combining with other exercise, like you can like I do. I go for a tennis. I go for a gym, and at twice a week I go for swimming. So, but thing is that listen to your body. Give time for the body repair as well. Problems that can arise: you can get skin infection, skin tanning, chlorine irritation, and swimming has a slightly longer learning curve. So this graph, it shows comparison of various exercises like cycling, jogging, swimming, tennis, and badminton. More or less, all of them are burning on an average of 400 to 500 calories. But thing is, the funda is that swimming, it involves almost all the muscles in the body. So advantages of swimming: one, apart from making your health, it is a life-saving thing. It gives you a physical well-being from the full body workout, mental well-being, and when we are discussing about yoga, swimming is a kind of chess game and it's a kind of yoga for the body. So it's a combination of chess and yoga for your mental health, and it's a combination of physical health. So whenever you're in a stressful surgery, swimming helps to alleviate your stress as well. So what all you need to start swimming? You need a swimming pool, you need a cap, goggles, cap, and a chaddi, and lot of motivation. So surgeon athlete versus hybrid training. So funda is that don't try to behave like an athlete. Most of us are late bloomers who have started exercises at the age of 30s, who have spent most of their time getting their PG seat. So you can emulate an athlete. It's okay to emulate an athlete, but don't try to behave like an athlete, because most of the athletes, they are in a very bad physical health. In a study that has been found, most of the athletes whom they have asked, they overdo the exercise. For them, winning is what it matters than what winning matters more than being healthy. So,
Kaushik,
yes, sir,
come
I'm
up.
concluding. I'm concluding. Winning matters more than being healthy. And a study says that Olympians were ready to die after getting an Olympic medal. So, but we are not like that. We have a family to go back. We have finances we have money to earn. We are Sada Sida urologists who have to come back and make money for ourselves and our family. So, live your life for yourself, not living for the Instagram. So, to conclude, because I'm short of time, do group workouts, find your workout buddies. Swimming is an exercise where you can mix and match with other exercises. There are many doctors who have been great Olympians and sportsmen, and I'm one of them. And the take-home point is that choice is for you. Try to be an average, healthy urologist who can mix and match his financial, family, and healthy life, or balance it, trying to be an average healthy urologist, or don't succumb to super stressful and be an unhealthy urologist. To end it on a humorous note, for those who are worried about peeing in a pool, it has been found that only 75 liters of urine is found in almost 83,000 liters of pool urine, which is very less compared to what urine that falls on a urologist's legs in a day-to-day life. Thank you.
Did you know the sport?
Now, the boss will speak, the man with a lot of.
Thank you very much. I have no slides.
No slides.
I have no slides at all. I've been asked to speak about playing a game. I think if people who have been listening to this entire program for the last 2 hours will realize that every one of them is playing a game. Whatever is their game they're playing, it may be a game which Achrekar is playing intermittent fasting, he's playing a game. Chengal Varayan is playing a game. The important message that each one of them has given is only one word, and that is discipline. If you don't have discipline in any of these activities, you are not going to progress beyond day one. You have to be careful that whatever you choose it as a passion. Don't choose something just because your neighbor is doing it or somebody else is doing it. It is you believe what exactly you want to do, you do that, and be consistent about it. It doesn't have to be a fancy thing at all. If you want to choose something at the age of 45, don't start choosing something that's a high energy, game. Choose pickleball or choose swimming. These are all very good exercises. If you don't have anything to do, just walk. Just walk. If you can walk to a place rather than take your car, that is good exercise. If you can climb your steps without using the lift, that is good exercise. So just keep walking. And when you want to walk, don't walk with a group of friends, because there'll be a lot of chit-chatting. There'll be a lot of other things. You walk for exercise, walk with a passion, and walk with the energy. And I think whatever you do, the most important thing is choose something that's possible, that's within your limits. Do it within your limits. Do it every day. Do it as a discipline. So with that, I will end. I know it's getting time, so we'll not spend too much of time. I think there are some questions in the chat box. I leave it to Chengal to take this forward, or we call it a day for the moment.
Thank you very much, sir. I've been seeing there were some 14 or 15 participants in our program, but the entire 14-15 participants were actually listening to this entire program beautifully. I'm sure this program is already on the YouTube, and so many people would definitely love to see this amount of discussion which has come forward actually in this particular point of time. Each one of them speaking about cycling, gym, exercises, family values. In fact, Vijay Kumar we saw. I think Vijay Kumar is still there with us. Vijay Kumar, if still there with us, I think Vijay Kumar purposefully was holding his slide for 2 minutes. We saw how Vijay Kumar has built himself from 28 years, and how beautifully the last speaker spoke about swimming and clearing the Krishna River 1.5 kilometers in one stretch at the age of 14. We are talking about Surya Vamshi scoring hundreds at 14. Now this boy has traveled at the age of 14 Krishna River, entire thing. And still he is saying that don't concentrate to be a superhero, concentrate to be a hero for your family. And it's a great message which each one of us actually given, sir. Ganesh Gopalakrishnan, sir, it was great on part of you to stay for the entire 2.5 hours and monitor this program beautifully. And Kishore, thank you very much for this entire session. Chandramohan, sir, your final words. We are very happy to have a wonderful program conducted by you like this. Chandramohan, please.
Thank you very much, all the speakers, for your valuable time. I hope some of the people will get benefited because of this program. As Ganesh Gopalakrishnan sir said, recently some youngsters have suffered and even lost their lives. I thought this will be helpful. I thank once again all the speakers and ASU for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.